everybody. Thanks for stopping by the channel. I think you'll have some fun watching this one. I'm not going to let it out of the bag what it is, so maybe you just have to hang on and get to the very end of it. But the question is, will it explode? Is it a ticking time bomb? Got some machining in here, had some fun on the clausing and on the 10EE, and then the explosion test at the end. Thanks for stopping by the channel. As always, please help me increase the channel, hit the subscribe button, share the video, and I always appreciate the comments. I try to read them all and I try to answer them. Thanks again for stopping by. I've got a piece of metal here in the clausing. It's a 4-inch diameter round, and I think my part is hiding in there. It's a mystery metal. It's been quite abused. It's got a center in it on this one side, but I need to see if I can get it cleaned up a little bit and find out what it is, and we'll see if the part's in there or not. So I'm going to get the inverter on. And I'm going to try to work around the camera here. Like a 25 thou cut. Now this piece of chunk of steel in there, I did get an indicator on it and bumped it around in the 3-jaw to get it as straight as I could. And I got the direction backwards. I had it the right way. Not fun working around the camera. I'm going to switch tooling after this pass. My real goal is just to get a fairly straight face so I can flip it around and put it against the chuck. That's the goal here. kicked up on it. One more pass. Hang on. So this is a insert tooling that Randy Richard had made using a milling cutter, milling insert on it. Works really well, so let's give this guy a try. Of it, we're gonna get a little shield there. Some light on the subject. I'm thinking this mystery metal is mild steel. Okay, I've got a nice finish on there. I'll move you down. This is another tool that Randy had given me with the milling cutter and being able to now do some turning with it. What I'm looking for is just to get a clean surface for about the depth of the jaws. So about 1.5 inches. Another 20. Turned around in the chuck and get the other side cleaned up. So you can see the cleanup, got that in the jaws now, and you can see how beat up and beat on this edge is. So the goal here is to get this guy cleaned up, and then I'm going to start turning it down to 1.5 inches. No, first 3.5 inches or 3.325. And then get down to 1.5 inches. I'll bring you back on it. Just a quick update. Just cut this face down until I get rid of that divot, whatever caused that. Randy's tool is just cutting great. See chips galore. Well, I'm doing a little handheld here, and kind of interesting. Looking at this piece, I thought there was some weld on the end of the shaft before I started. Might show one of the other photos, but you can see there, it looks like there was a keyway in this shaft and somebody had put a key in it. So I need to actually get this down to 3.250. I haven't checked it yet, but it's probably going to be just somewhere just below that. I'm not going to, I've got a little divot in the front, but that's going to, there's no sense continuing this way. So I'm going to start working this way on the shaft, get it down to my 3.250, and it's that's actually, I need it back here someplace, and then the rest of this is going to go away. So it'd be interesting. I'm almost tempted to reposition this in the chuck and get the finger on top of this guy, just for safety purposes. I don't know what this thing's going to react as it starts getting hammered on a cut. So I think I will, right now this is just all rough work, so I think I'm going to reposition it and then start beating on it. Just a handheld update here, cutting away on it. Well, there's that little fill I mentioned, that key that was in there. Got it down to that thin, so I'm going to snap it off. Last pass, the cutting tool actually kind of caught on it. You can hear it go snap or bang when it hit it. So we'll get that cleaned off and keep on going. Well, I think this is the best way to get that out of there rather than trying to snap it off. Okay, now it's safe. Well, as I said, it was mystery metal. Now, we've uncovered something else down inside here. Pretty odd. I goofed up, missed this diameter by 80 thousandths. I was cutting away and it says, oh, let's start taking another, let's go 100th out a shot. And I overshot it by 80 thousandths. It will work still for what I'm doing. But this is interesting how that appears way down in this piece of metal. It's got this rough, this will get sawed off, and then I got to cut down the other side. I'm only looking for about 1/4 inch at this diameter, the large diameter. I don't know if you're in camera there or not. Bring you up to a little update here. So rough turning this one side of the shaft. This needs to go down to 1.5 inches. It's just under 2 inches right now. It's roughed enough, as close as it should be. 1/2 inch stub, and then the blue line here would be a 250 thousandths wide ring that'll be at that diameter, and then an 800 thousandths is going to go down to just above 5/8. It'll have a 5/8 11 bore threaded and bored from that side, and this here needs to get threaded 16 TPI at 1.250. So next step would be I'm going to take over to the bandsaw, cut this stub off, and then got to make a decision which way I'm going to attack this. I'm going to think about that some more, whether I go ahead, chuck up on this side and get this side turned down. I just want to keep concentricity on it now as I move forward. So I'll figure that out, but I got a lot of meat to take off this backside. Might even bring it back over here and beat on it here in the closing. I'll have to think about that also. Although I missed the DRO that I have on the 10EE. So next stop, bandsaw. I've shown this before, but I thought I'd show this setup for the bandsaw. Got a piece of aluminum plate here that acts as a fence, and then I have it with a mill clamp down on it. It's in there good. Parts lined up on the fence, so I should get a fairly straight cut out of it, and it secures it well, and I don't have to worry about it in the vise. And then the the bandsaw vise will press against down here. Has nothing to do with touching up here. I'll get it set up in the saw and you'll see it. But this arrangement has worked really well for me on cutting short rounds like this and being able to hold it. Over at the bandsaw, and what I have to do to use that fixture is take off this plate here, and then the bottom plate will push against the fixture. And I thought I'd mention it while I'm taking this off. I did one of these adaptations where you put threaded bolt through here so that you can adjust the back. This is a 1/2 inch 13 thread. Don't do it, guys. To thread that much, you sit there and go forever. It's something I'm going to change it here in the future, but I just haven't had the need to. But figure out a different way than the 1/2 inch 13. Let me get the part. That guy sets in there just like that. This guy will come up and press on it. You're in the way, of course. Always in the way. Drop the saw down. About there's good. You can see how this fixture holds the part there very well, very sturdy for short rounds like that. Had great success with over the years. I switched over to, I don't know if I can say the name, can't say the damn name. Angus Spurs, hard cut. If you look up hard cut cutting oil. Switched over to it. It's a little smoky, but I don't have to deal with, I was using a cool mist mix and or soluble water, and just dealing too much with the evaporation of the water. This cutting oil seems to be working real well with the saw. Okay. We'll take it back over to the lathe. Just a quick handheld, little progress. You can see I've been over here back on the closing and whittling down this side. I'm taking it down to somewhere, I don't know what the dimension is, an inch, inch and a quarter, something like that. But just been beating away at it. No need to show you, but we're getting there. You can see my little guards I got up to protect me from all the swarf flying out here. Well, to continue on, back at the 10EE right now. So I think last where I left off, I had to take this side of the part down to size and then thread it for 5/8 11. So I ended up doing that over here on the 10EE. Did all the work. I didn't film any of it. Interesting, this inclusions showed up here and showed up down in here, that far down in a 4-inch part. Maybe this is cast steel. As I said, it was a mystery metal. I have no idea. And then you can see on this side where it appeared over here also. So anyway, now it's going to chuck it up. So I just wanted to mention something odd happened. I drilled this undersize, and then I went in with a 9/16 drill, and it fought its way and wobbled. So my threads did not turn out as concentric and clean as I wanted to. It doesn't really matter, and maybe in the end it'll add be part of the test that this piece is going to use, that it'll be a little bit off center, it can throw more weight. So anyway, I'm going to turn it around. I got to take this diameter down to size, clean this face up, and then I need to thread this, I forget what it is, but it's 125 on the diameter here, and it's a 12 pitch, I think, left hand. Haven't ever done a left hand thread, so that'll be interesting to see if I can achieve that. And that's that front blemish that was in the original stock. Okay, we'll bring you back. I'll show a little work here on the 10EE. As you know, when I turn on the unit, it's a motor generator, so it is quite loud, so we'll probably go to a mute. You can probably hear the phase verter in the background. Don't know if you can see that. Don't know if you can see that, but it just came out crooked. And I don't really understand why. this is set up, and once I see this dial start to move, I know to stop my feed that way. So we'll see if we can do it without crashing. Taking 25 thou aside, total of 50 thou. And we're turning it at about 600 RPM. And then feed it into my 0 and come back out. Show you this. So I have the unit now set up in left-handing thread, and down below here, I don't know, let's see, I'll move the camera for a second. Down below here is a fine adjust that you can move the forks on the rod to stop the progress. So I have my indicator set up on 0, and as it feeds towards the chuck, I hope you can see that, but it just stopped right there on 0. Come back, I can't go anywhere further forward than right there, it stops. So, and it's consistent, so I'm not going to crash the tool. The only thing that would change it is if I was to change the RPM, then the coast would take it further. But happy with that. The second thing is the crossfeed here. You can tighten the dial, come back a little bit. And that's going to return to the same spot every time. I'm going to pull it in a little bit closer though. Release. There it goes. Try that right there. Perfect. So each time now when I back out, it returns to the same spot. So let me get in there and get a first thread pass and see what we got. Well, I completed the threading on it, and threads came out successful. This metal, they're not beautiful, but no, it tightened up well. I hit the number. Left-handed thread, my first time. So, why did I do this? Well, the reason this is built is this is my idea. Show you another. My idea for balancing grinding wheels. And put your Allen head screws in there. Well, I haven't run this yet, and people smarter than me are worried that this print, it's PLA, will detonate. So my good friend Carl, who was one of the people smarter than me that said, I don't like it, make it out of metal. He called me up a day later and he says, hey, he says, you know something? If you really want to pursue that, test it. What's a surface grinder RPM? Yeah, about 3,500. He goes, well, double that and give it a test and see if it blows apart. So let me take you over to my test, and We will see. Bets, anybody? Placing bets. Place your bets. We're going to try it first with no weights in it, and then we'll put some weights in it. And this is a 20% print. So we'll see what that gets. Let me get one other part. This is another one. As you can see, too big. Missed it on the print. But this back piece is only let's see if can I get, I can't get in there with that. Well, it's not, it's this back piece is, I made it, yeah, I made it 62 thou, if I remember correct. So basically you have a 62 thou layer attaching to the rest of this ring. And you know, one of the issues here is that the printer prints in layers. So the question is the layers going to let go? So this was a test when I was doing the threading on it, which I think you'll see also. Okay, well, I'll show you my test setup. Okay, here we go. Test number 1. You can see I have my grinder set up in the vise. My adapters in there. I got my scatter shield set in place. I was going to go get an extension cord, get further away. We'll try a quick punch on it though. I think I'm safe over here. So far, so good. It didn't detonate yet. Okay, let's go to the warp speed. I think that's faster than a surface grinder. Okay, let me throw some weights in it. Okay, we'll try it with 1 weight first. Then we'll go to 3. And we'll go on warp speed. What the hell? Hey, it's still there. All right, let's put some more weights in it. Now in a surface grinder, if it did detonate, the surface grinder does have a guard. And you're probably saying, well, why are you doing this? Why don't you just make it out of aluminum? Well, I got multiple wheels, and it's certainly easier to print this and tap it than to machine a bunch of them out of aluminum. Or you could do them out of Delrin, I guess. Okay. There's 3 weights. Bless you. Here we go. Well, is it winner, winner, chicken dinner? I mean, typically would not, when I was doing it the other day, the wheel that you saw, I basically had 3 weights in it, and it was seemed like it was doing it. Let me grab one more weight. Now, of course, one thing we don't know, or I don't know, is, and I think I'm going to put this weight, yeah, we'll put it right in line. As I mentioned, my threading turned out kind of crappy on the center hub. And it might just happen to install the weights to offset it. Okay, here goes 4. God bless you. Well, I think I got a winner. Now it was fun. Let's put a closure to this whole thing. I think I'm going to use these. That's a 20% print. I did print it at 40%. It basically an extra half an hour, I think, to print at 40%. I think that's a 3-hour print, if I remember correctly. But hey, all in all, I had to draw it in Fusion, which that's a learning experience for myself that I'm still doing. Making the part to hook up to the grinder, figuring that out, what I wanted to do, was fun. Hey, I cut my first left-hand threads. Got that done today, which was fun, and got to use the 10EE for that. And I think I got an adapter for my wheels. So now let's go balance a wheel.